Alright, we have our speakers in the front. I don't know how many.
Now I'm being public. Come on in.
And then when it's your turn, just come up like Marion is and come seat right there. We're going to Facebook Live this too for people back home to watch. So,
yeah, Jen has to be in the front.
I'll stand next to you.
And then we're in order.
I like how everybody one page rail, derail and everything.
I don't want to get that in front of your face, but...
Alright, we're going to take the pictures first, so on the count of three, we'll no Bakken. On three, 1, 2, 3.
No Bakken!
Alright, again, 1, 2, 3.
No Bakken!
Yeah. Alright, let's handle this. Alright, we're going to record it, and there's no question, don't push it out.
And we know like Channel 5 is on the way, but they're not going to be here for another half hour, so we'll just have one or two people sticking around and do an interview with them.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi here is kind of crap.
Welcome to rural Iowa.
Yeah, that's why I'm offline recording.
Alright.
Go for it.
I am proud to stand here today in front of the Boone County Courthouse with a courageous group of patriots called the No Bakken 30. I was asked to talk about why did I subject myself to being arrested for the first time in 73 years. Good question. My name is Miriam Tasha. I'm a retired psychotherapist from North Liberty and a member of 100 Grannies for a Livable Fossil Free. I am working
Tell them I want to watch it, make sure they don't blow away.
to preserve a livable future for all species. I stand before you today, and thanks for you all for being here, with all the Bakken 30 people who were arrested, cuffed, and jailed for the crime of trespassing to protect our land, water, and our lives. We grannies never imagined spending our golden years fighting our own government so that our grandchildren would still have a livable planet where they can raise their children. Frankly, the future of life on Earth is not looking good. Even as nations collectively agreed in Paris last year that we must work together on a global scale to dramatically reduce our carbon load in our atmosphere, we continue to increase our greenhouse gas output, largely from the fossil fuel frenzy, even as the United Scientific Global Community tells us we must keep it in the ground.
Yeah.
That's right.
Climate disruption is happening faster than climate scientists ever predicted, and we are facing irreparable tipping points beyond which our ecosystem cannot recover. Building this pipeline and pumping 1 million gallons per hour of crude oil makes Iowa complicit in the destruction of the future of our planet Earth.
That's right.
So why have I resorted to becoming what my daughter calls her outlaw mom? Thousands of Iowa citizens, just ordinary people like the 100 Grannies, have made phone calls, written letters, sent emails, signed petitions, filed electronic comments on the IUB website, marched in parades, sent letters to editors and opinion editorials to our local newspapers, held rallies and marches, attended Dakota Access information meetings for a lot of misinformation, testified at the one and only public IUB hearing, contacted our legislators and our governors, dropped banners from bridges, participated in flotillas down Iowa rivers, held news conferences, filed lawsuits, and made as much noise in as many ways as we could think of, demonstrating how serious we are about protecting Iowa's soil and water from the terrible threat this pipeline poses to Iowa and the earth.
That's right.
We have also stood in solidarity with the landowners who have been forced to sacrifice their land through the illegitimate use of eminent domain solely for the private profit of an out-of-state corporation. Risking arrest through nonviolent direct action or civil disobedience is the only avenue left to me to fight this ultimate injustice. We have tried everything else. Why have our efforts been in vain? So that this volatile, polluting, earth-destroying crude oil can be fracked, piped across 4 states, and transported to the Gulf to be exported on the world market to the highest bidder and burned to increase the carbon in our atmosphere. Today, I am talking about fear and grief. It is not just mine or the granny's. It is a deepening sorrow that is spreading across our communities and throughout Iowa, from sea to shining sea, and around the world. I am heartbroken that I must fight my own government for the safety and security it is sworn to protect. The only reason to build this pipeline and continue to pollute our atmosphere, land, and water is greed.
That's right.
We are taking this to President Obama. Before the Courthouse pipeline was denied, he said, and I quote, "Our national interest will be served only if this project does not significantly exacerbate the problem of carbon pollution," unquote. This dappled Bakken pipeline cannot pass this test, and it will be stopped.
That's right.
We are also bringing this to we the people, to show up, rise up, and reclaim our democratic rights. Iowa, this is not a done deal. In the words of Nelson Mandela, it always seems impossible until it's done.
I'm fighting Bakken because I'm deeply disturbed that the IUB, which consists of 3 people who were appointed by the governor, not voted in by the voters, granted a hazardous liquid permit to Bakken with little or no input from the voters.
That's right.
I'm fighting Bakken because granting the power to seize land from their rightful property owners for the benefit of a multi-billion-dollar private corporation is an egregious and blatant abuse of eminent domain.
That's right.
That's right.
I'm
Injustice.
fighting Bakken because they were allowed to begin construction without doing any review to determine the disastrous impact of moving hazardous, toxic, volatile crude under farmland, rivers, wildlife management areas, nature trails, wetlands, grasslands, as well as land that is sacred to Native Americans. I'm fighting Bakken because we need to invest more in renewable energy sources and wean ourselves off of fossil fuels. I'm fighting Bakken as a water protector because our streams, rivers, lakes, and aquifers are not unlimited resources.
Right.
There will be a leak, and it will have far-reaching, devastating consequences on our environment, our drinking water, our very lives. For this reason, I urge everyone to pressure President Obama and the Army Corps of Engineers to revoke, repeal, reject, deny any permit for this pipeline or any other pipeline.
That's right.
I'm fighting back because I'm enraged and heartbroken by the treatment of the Native Americans by not just the pipeline company, but our own government. I stand with Standing Rock. We all stand with Standing Rock.
Right.
And last, I'm fighting Bakken because it's very lease I owe to my grandchildren and their children's children to ensure that they inherit a habitable place. Windmills, not pipelines!
No more fossil fuel, time for renewables!
No more fossil fuel, time for renewables! No more fossil fuel, time for renewables!
My name is Nick Sioux. I'm a CCI member. I'd like to bring light on the situation. We've had 22 candidates who received campaign contributions from Dakota Access. In 2015, 6 senators, 10 representatives, and the Lieutenant Governor, Kim Reynolds, even though they won't go on the record on their stance on this project. The questions are often stated that the Iowa Utilities Board, not the legislator or Congress or the Governor's office, has the independent authority to make decisions on the Dakota Access permit request. This pipeline is no service to Iowa. It is not a public utility.
That's right.
What was the tax money received for? If those politicians represent the people who voted them in, they should return the money.
I heard that.
This pipeline conflict has grown in the past several months, with protesters, or protectors as you call them, being pepper sprayed, mauled by dogs, and even arrested for protecting their water, soil, and even their burial grounds. My question is, where are our elected leaders? Patty Judge, Chuck Grassley, you guys are looking for a vote in November.
Not going to
Where
get
are
mine.
they? Chuck Grassley, are you missing in action like the TV commercial state? Why won't you speak up?
He's too busy
Why would you
obstructing
speak up on
the
this
Supreme
issue?
Court nomination.
Or has he shown his true colors by taking the $7,500 from Dakota Access PAC money? Another example, Dave Loebsack, $5,500.
Not
Jody
cool.
Ernst, $5,000.
Pig. Pig.
King, $3,500.
Oh.
Kim Reynolds, $2,500. Mike Branscall, $2,500.
Ooh, not cool.
Also, whoever took the PAC money, and lo and behold, we have a pipeline crossing the state of Iowa. It's kind of like the criminal trespass charge I was issued today. Them trespassing on land they stole through eminent domain.
Yeah.
People, we need to get a fresh start by educating it when it comes to politics, by asking questions when they ask for your vote. Hold them accountable. When they act on projects like this that deny our water, our air, our soil, and our civil liberties, they work for us, not for Dakota Access.
That's right. I heard that.
Call them up and show your dissatisfaction for the job that they are doing and the money they are taking. A big thanks for the letter sent to the governor asking to repeal this project from Rob Hogg. Thank you.
All right.
Get the politicians off the payroll!
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Crystal Defati. Today we face the consequences of our actions to stop the Dakota Access pipeline. We accept these consequences because the consequences of our inaction would be far too great.
Yeah.
Since 1995, there have been over 2,000 significant accidents involving pipelines carrying crude oil and refined petroleum products.
Too many.
The pipeline spill in Marshall, Michigan unleashed 840,000 gallons of oil into the Kalamazoo River in 2010. The spill in Mayflower, Arkansas left 22 homes evacuated as roughly 134,000 gallons of oil mixed into their water in 2013.
Not cool.
The pipeline spill just north of Santa Barbara in 2015 spilled 142,800 gallons of oil, closing 2 state beaches.
Unacceptable.
If this pipeline were to spill, our soil and water quality would be destroyed for decades.
Yeah.
Unacceptable!
We accept these consequences of our actions because we can't in good conscience sit idly by as our friends and neighbors are stripped of their right to decide what happens on their own land.
I heard that.
The use of eminent domain for the gain of a private company is not only wrong, it may very well be unconstitutional.
It is illegal.
We accept the consequences of our actions because it is important that we fight against the companies so immoral that they would hire private security to stick dogs on Native children and bulldoze land they need to be sacred to Native people.
It's not right.
This is a company so immoral that one of their employees allegedly offered to trade a teenage prostitute for access to land.
Not cool.
These are not the morals of the people of Iowa.
That's right.
Now it's President Obama's turn to ask. If he cares about the Native people of this land, he will stop this pipeline from further destroying their sacred site
And
and
stop
instead
where the
honor the
pipeline
treaties
from
that have been
starting.
made with them.
That's right.
If President Obama truly cares about the farmers that feed this nation, he will put an end to these eminent domain abuses.
That's right.
If he is truly committed to encouraging the growth of environmentally friendly energy source industries, he will direct the Army Corps of Engineers to revoke the permits that have allowed this potential environmental disaster to be built.
Revoke the permit!
We demand that President Obama act now, so we don't need FEMA to act later.
That's right.
FEMA is already enough as it is. Enough is enough.
For private
No eminent domain for private gain. No eminent domain for private gain. No eminent domain for private gain. Little feedback from the bullhorn.